Alright, hey guys, welcome back. I'm Beast here. Today we're doing some more mud running. We are using a different vehicle. As I go through the mod sites and just look at random vehicles, I found this version of the Caterpillar mining truck, which is an absolute beast. I've raised it up a little bit more, changed the suspension, changed the weight so that the suspension still works with a decent amount of negative flex, even though the vehicle itself is a bit lighter. Of course, just for the sake of test driving, I've given it its awesome 3,000 litre fuel capacity. But the most important thing that I've done, which I really like on this mod, is I've added 8-wheel steering, so graduated steering on the rear 2 axles, and she's an absolute beast. I haven't modded the sounds yet. The other thing I have done is modded the cockpit view, so now we are like a super cool balance act guy that's going to hold the handrails and do the entire trip out on the viewing deck or the access deck while someone randomly inside drives the truck. Same as usual, guys. To test the speed and agility of this beast, we are going around the outskirts of town and doing the same run we always do as our base run. It's nice and quick and still gives us a chance to look at the vehicle's dynamics. Going to get fuel there if we make it, and then grab some logs, weave our way through and eventually get to this lumberyard. And we're going to do it in 2 trips, the same as we have done on all of the other vehicles, to keep it fair. And I think we'll come in probably around 4 or 5 minutes difference than the other vehicles. This is a faster vehicle, I think. So but then again, it's hard because I tend to muck around a lot even when we've beat the times. So but that's what it's about for me. It's all about having fun. So let's start the old girl up, and I suppose we better put our load deck on, which is kind of weird. I haven't changed that. I might change that and mod it so it sits up a bit higher because the logs sit differently on top of it, but we'll see. For now, I just want to see how it drives. Okay, we're in the truck and we are away. So you can see it's not, well, okay, it's a little bit too nimble. Wow, it's a bit too nimble possibly. So the torque on this truck is actually the standard value, which is sort of the same as most of the other trucks. It's about 84,000 is the value, which I don't know how that's calculated. It's definitely not foot-pounds of torque or something like that. I've changed the gearing though. It's probably a little bit loose, as you can see. And the reason for that is when I start to do some of the other map challenges, they start you off with like 200 litres of fuel, and a beast this big and heavy, you can't make it anywhere. So it's a non-starter. Before you even get started on the main missions, you have to like do a whole lot of side missions just to get your vehicle running, which I guess is cool if you've got hours to spend like I don't. So hence the weight mods and bits and pieces. Alright, so she's very nimble, very cool, and of course the cool thing about changing that weight is we don't have to worry about braking it either, because oh right, so we weren't even in all-wheel mode, so that's pretty cool. So let's go all-wheel. I think we're going to need diff lock soon. Might as well put it on now. Alright, we're away. Let's go get some lumber. Let's get a look at the old girl. Alright. There we have it. The camera view, I should probably change that camera position. Being a bigger vehicle, it's not panned out as far as you need it to be able to view the truck properly, but you can see the suspension travel is working fine, even though it's a little bit lighter. I'm going to get back in the cab. I don't drive so well from outside camera view. Alright. Whoa, it's quick though. I think we're going to be a good trucker and actually reverse in properly. Let's have a look at that awesome steering. Look at that, beautiful. It's just perfect. It's so maneuverable now. Alright, logs. Give us logs. See, that's kind of weird. I think I'll adjust the spawn place and height, position and angle for those logs. But that's all good for now. It's on, that's the main thing, and let's go. Let's get on with it. So wide to keep on the road, and of course feedback on it's crazy, so it's really throwing the wheel around. Nice, that's a bad. I love it. Whoa. Oops. Eyes on the road, buddy. Eyes on the road. Interesting to see how we get under that magic bridge. I think I'm going to get decapitated. So we have got 5 gears on this thing, I'm not sure where you'd get to use them. Pretty much as wide as the bridge. Yeah, well, okay, we'll just get stuck on the bridge. We didn't. Okay. Decapitated, magic bridge. I love magic bridges. Probably made the steering a little sensitive. It's definitely responsive. I didn't expect it to be that responsive by the values that I used for the steering, especially for the rear angles, but I guess I needed to account for the fact that 2 other axles were steering. But look at this thing, it's such a beast. Get our second line. Beasts. definitely going to put some custom sound into this beast because the way it drives, it really, I think it needs to sound more like a monster truck kind of beast. So most of the other Russian truck mods that you can get have a sort of value between sort of 60 and 80,000 for their torque. So we're sitting at 84,000, so which is standard on this particular mod. Anyway, when I open the file, have a look at it. Actually, I think this particular one was modded much higher, but I brought it back down to standard value. Be headed again. Magic Bridge. I love magic bridges. Not the best that comes to this particular view, especially with the camera being so close to the truck in this particular mod. I'll change that shortly before I start doing any of the other map challenges. I can't remember which yard we already put the lumber at, so which yard is it? We have our waypoints and just double check. Right, so we're in the correct yard, that's good. And we stalled, that's okay, so unload that girl, and we should be done. Perfect. Alright, so that was a lot quicker, that was 13 minutes, so usually I think we're around sort of 18 to 20 minutes, that was 13 minutes, but we are going to head back to base the long way. I think we're going to go across that river, just to see if we can handle it. Alright, let's do this. Maybe second. Yeah, it's been second. It's going to be here. Maybe third. That was easy. I guess when the vehicle is as big as the, or as deep as the river, it's not so much of a challenge. Go back and see if the other bridge is magic. If it is, we'll go back to base this way. We're stuck on. We're stuck on. Nothing. That's good. Is that a vehicle we've unlocked? Oops. Vehicle we have driven over. There we go, finally we did that. Okay, we're out. Okay, which way is home? Left. Left is home, alright. Let's go carefully through this one. Beheaded. Magic bridges again. Another head. I'm thankful though, because otherwise it would be a long ride home. Guys, that is quick. Even with our muck around in the water, it was 17 minutes. Quite a lot faster. It's the biggest vehicle, probably the most standard in terms of power mods. Yeah, just wow. That was super quick. So there are a couple of other attachments. I know that there are a lot of versions of this Caterpillar mining truck. This one has 4 different types of excavators. They're going to go crazy because I like them to truck to just make easier fuel consumption. But yeah, different types of excavators. I think there's a fuel as well. So I think it's a 5,000 litre tanker standard. Different types of tankers. Oh, I can't fuel and what's that? Chemicals, maybe food. I'm not sure. But yeah, very impressive truck. So I think this is my new best truck for now. My new favourite choice out of all the mods that are out there so far. And there are so many of them. I have so much testing to do yet. I'm not sure what's happened there. There wasn't a conflict with those wheels before, so I've changed some angles, just trying to get it handling how I want it. So I think probably axle number 2 needs to have a slightly more shallow turning angle, and the rear looks pretty okay, to be honest. But yeah, handle's great, awesome mod. Haven't got around to trying the other versions of it because it's just, there's so much out there, as you probably know, from MudRunner, because a lot of it's come from SnowRunner and Spin Tires, and the modders out there have just done great jobs of making these awesome vehicles. I just love the detail. Apparently there's a low poly models to keep the game running smooth, which is interesting because I mean the graphics look better and are more interactive than ATS, and when I load this game up it takes I think maybe 3 or 4 seconds to start up and be in the main menu to select a game and go, and then probably another 5 seconds to load the level. So it's just, I'm not sure what they've done, but they've done a whole lot of stuff right in this game anyway. Even I've heard a lot of people complaining about that the physics are backwards with the water and other bits and pieces, but I tell you what, in terms of just playing and its drivability in the game, it is winning. I think this game is winning, so I'd love to see like more maps. I've had a look at a couple of maps. Obviously there's a lot of that out there too, but I'd love to see some America Road maps, because I think if they introduced America Road maps and the way the modding community is bringing the normal brand trucks into the game, I really think this game could be a load better than ATS even. But yeah, so there you go guys, that's that particular beast. Absolute beast. I'm going to make it sound like a monster truck or something yet before I'm finished with it, and I may just look at the steering angles and then adjust the suspension travel and the weight back up to normal. I think this is like a 20 or 30 ton vehicle usually, which is just huge. I just wanted something that was quick to get around. When I was testing this mod, I was doing it on the deluge level, which is just ridiculous. You start with 200 litres of fuel on a vehicle this size, and you just have to travel right across the other side of the map to get fuel, and this truck couldn't make it with its standard values, so that's why I modded it down to the weight of a normal truck and the power of a normal truck and all that kind of thing. But it's yeah, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It's the first mod so far that I've powered down and then adjusted the other stats for a test drive. Usually everything gets powered up a little bit more, and I'm really happy with the way it drives. So anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video and hope you like that mod. I will put the links in the description. I do get these so quickly that sometimes I download a bunch of them all at the same time and then put them into the folder and test them, expecting that half of them won't work because it's just the way a lot of these mods seem to be outdated. And so by the time I find a goodie like this one, I've long forgotten which website I downloaded it from to put in the description, but I will hunt some of these down because I think they're worth it. The guys that have not modded them, putting them out there for free, there's a lot of work involved to do that, and they do such a great job. So anyway guys, catch me back for the next video as I keep test driving these amazing mods with my own personal tweaks to them to help them perform and drive the way I want them to drive in the game. And I think the next video I'll start doing other maps, having a look at other maps and challenges as well, and really putting these vehicles to the test. So we've got really 4 favourites already, and I've got a whole lot more in my garage that I need to test yet. So catch me back on the next one guys, which will be real soon. Thanks for watching.